Hi, my name is Azmat Ali Khan. I am studying in BBA Part 1 2K20 batch from Sindh University Campus Larkana. My roll number is 18. This presentation for online examination of first semester. It will be conducted by Sir G.M. Sheikh. Sir G.M. Sheikh, teacher our subject is business mathematics. I am taking 4 topics. Number 1 is linear equation and variables. Number 2 is simple interest and component. And number 3 is functions and types. And number 4, the last linear functions. So I am defining everything in the form of slides and the presentation. Without wasting of time, let's start.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Here is my topics: linear equation and variables, and second one is simple and compound interest, and third mathematical functions, and the last linear functions. What is linear equation? Linear equations comes from a Latin word linears, which means create a line. If a graph is a linear, it will become straight. Linear equation or expressions consist of only one variable and no exponent. A linear equation has variables, whole value is known, the power of variable is 1. For example, 7x minus 3 is equal to 6. 6 is a variable, x is a variable, and the power is 1. There is a 2 important rule and to remember when solving equation, and do what have you done, and do the same to both sides of equation. Topic: slope equation of the line. Interpret slope intercept from application of linear equation. If x1 and y1 whole and x2 and y2 be 2 points, slope m is equal to y1 and y minus y2 and upon x2 and x1. For example, if 12 minus 5 and 3 comma 6 are 2 points, then slope m is equal to 6 minus whole square whole minus 5 and upon 3 minus 12 11 upon 8 minus. Rule if x and y. If x and y are one variable and vulnerable to 2 points to line equation, for example y minus y1 and y minus y2 is equal to x minus x1, x minus x2. Linear equation: if whole minus 2 and comma minus 4 and minus 1 and 5 are 2 points, then find the equation of line. Solving, we know the equation of line is y1, same you can also see x1 and x2, and upon x1 is x2. Y plus 4 and putting the value, the y plus 4 and x plus 2, and minus 4 and minus 5 upon and minus 2 plus 1. 9 minus whole x plus 2 is equal to 1 y plus 4, and minus here is a whole square is minus x and minus 18 is minus y and minus 4. Then you shift and the 4 in the 18s, the sign is changed, the minus 9x plus 18 and 4 minus is equal to 14. So 9 minus x plus y is equal to 40, which are our required line equation. Book bond page 30 problem 13 to linear equation. Slope intercept from x y is equal to mx plus b. Whenever m is sloping and the b is a yard y and written 2y plus 3y 3x and is equal to 18 is sloper intercept from the states of value of slope, they y is intercept. Given the equation of line 2y plus 3x is equal to 18 and 2y is equal to 3x plus 18 and y is equal to 3 multiplied by 2 plus 9, which is our required form. Therefore, a slope is a line and 3 minus and 2 and the y-intercept is line equation problem. If 5y and 2x is equal to 13, the linear equation is find written a slope intercept from and what is the slope of the line and what is the y-interslope and what is the x-interslope and write the coordinate of the point of equation. Given a equation, line equation, y 5y minus 2x is equal to 30, and other than you can see phi 9 is equal to 2x plus 3 13, y is equal to 2 minus 5 plus 6, which is slope intercept from slope of the line is 2 upon 5, then y intercept 6. Putting on the 0 in equation 1, then the have 5y is equal to 2, 0 is equal to 13 and y is equal to 13. Application of the linear equation, cost functions, average cost measure. What is the cost function? If is a functions x is a quantity product of the goods and the farmer to total cost c, when can write the total cost of function c is equal to c x. X is a variable. There is a two part of total cost, fixed cost and the independence of x, and variable cost which is independent of x. Therefore, the total cost is TC and variable cost is VC and the fixed cost is FE is equal to TC is equal to VC and FC. What is the average cost? The total cost C represent as a function output X, the average and cost AC response the cost per unit productions, average cost, total average, total cost and total quantity C upon X. What is the margin cost? Margin cost represents the change the total cost for each addition unit of production. Margin cost is equal to DC upon dx. Margin line variable cost per unit slope. Applications of linear equation, revenue functions, break even, make and marginal break chart. Revenue function. Revenue is the amount of money derived from a sale of the product and depend upon the price of the product and the quality of the product that is actually sold. If Q is the demanded for the output of the firms at the price P, total revenue R collected by the firm PQ. P means price and Q means revenue. R revenue and PQ. Revenue functions the selling price per unit, number of units sold and sales values of those. Application of linear equation, break even. It means neither make a profit nor suffer a loss. It is simply means that revenue must equal cost. So at break even revenue cost, for example, profit is 0. Mark up, it is a difference between the relative price and the cost. Before marks up retail price and cost. Application of linear equation, break even chart. You can see a number of units and the FC, O is origin and TC and R is very close, and you can see variables definition. Variables in a factor that change a scientific investigation or experiment. Generally variable and characteristics which is subject to change and can have more than one value, such as age, intelligence, motivations, and general act, etc. Variables affected by the independent variables, its response to the independent variable. Types of variable. Independent variable is also called the main due date variable. The condition is that is intentionally changed by the investigator. In an experiment, there is can be only one independent variable in the experiment. Type of independent variable is also called a responding variable. The factor or condition will be changed in the result in the independent variable. The factor that you can measure and observe is data. There can be one or more independent variable is in the experiment. And types of variables. Controller variable is a factor and condition. They are kept and same unchanged in experiments. There is a many controller variables in change. Simple interest. Simple interest money received on the money lent. Fee charges by lender and the borrower for use and borrower money. A fee paid from the use of another party money. When interest paid only on one same borrower is called a simple interest. And generally simple and a compounding interest. Interest by a defined it as a charge for using a borrowed money. Interest is a charged on a principal amount at a certain rate for a certain period. Principal amount means the amount of money that is originally borrowed from any individually or financial institutions. It does not including interest. In particularly that interest is charged use one of two methods. There are a simple interest method and a compound interest method. Simple interest, the average 100 is invested for 3 years at a rate of 2% simple interest. Find the SI amount. P is equal to means invested amount, price, R rate of 2%, and T is interest 3 years. SI is the formula of SI. PRT is equal to 0.6 amounts. It means 6 amount is plus 106 amount. Timeline value money. It will be commonly says the bird in the hand is north to or the bush word poles. It means time value of the bird that is better to have a saying bird in hand now or rather the bush in the future. Similarly, a doll is ours today is worth more than ours tomorrow. That a concept referred to as a time value of the money. Time value of the money, which could you rather have a 100 today and or 1,150 in 5 years. Absolutely today here is Z 1 million. Money received sooner rather than later. Allow one of the used and found and investigate our consumption's purpose. Future line compounding. Future value means not now but after some time periods. The value of money is definite as such as the value of money which is computed on a compounding basis for a particular period of time. Future value of compounding. 3 factors of future value. Principal amount of money rather borrower or receiver. Interest extra amount you pay and receive on the use of the money. Time period, it is the length of time, numbers of period during which interest and paid are received. Next is Formula of computing: Fe is equal to PV whole 1 plus I upon number of exponent n. Suppose in farms deposit 2000 at a rate of 6 compounding annually for 1 year, what you will it browse after A? Fee is the principal's money, principal's amount. 2000 plus 2000 multiplied by 0.6 is equal to rate 220. Line value: if invested in today rate amount 2000, the pay rate percentage is interest, 6 interest with interest compounding annually, how much you will be accounting at the end of 2 years, and there are worth 0 and 6 is the interest, and you can see and 2000 in the FV future value. Future value is the FV is equal to PV plus 1 to IM and is equal to 2000 0.2 whole square. PV FV is future value, is value of some future points in time. PV present value, in the value today what is using design at time 0. I is the rate of interest per compounding period, the number of compounding period, and calculate a keystroke. You can see value of example. NS wants to know how a large 5000 deposit will become annual compound interest rate 8% 6 8 at the end of 5. You can see in the table future value is 5 and the interest rate is 0. Future value solution: calculate based a general formula FE and the number and a PV plus 1 and I interest, and calculate keystroke 1.08 in the second and yx power x minus multiply by 5000. Double money. Quickly, how to long does it double? 500 means 5000 at a compound rate and para 12% year export. You will use the rule of 72. Rule of 72 quick. How long does it take to double 5000 at compound rate of 12% per year approximately? Approximately year is double in the 72 upon I is equal to 6 year. Means 72 is upon 12% is equal to 6 year. Functions definition. Functions are a major object we deal with the calculus because they are a key of describing in real world mathematical terms. Functions are used much that there is especially note n. For the note n is somewhat for familiarity with it is important in order to understand in the intention the equation. Function let A and B and non-empty sets. Function A function if f is a function and from A to B an assignment of the exactly one element B to each element of A. We written f is equal to A is equal to B if B is an unique element of B assignment by the function f to the elements of the A. If f is a function from A to B, we write A function cross B. Function and sometimes also called ring or transfunctions. What is functions? Related input and to the output. It's like a machines that has the input and the output. F is a function, x is equal to is a classic way of written of the function, and there is other way, as you will see some examples of the functions, squaring functions and also function. function notation. Y is equal to f, y is output, and is equal to f. Function is the name of function, x and input. Functions like a machine, input, and process means function, machine, and output. Function is some technological. If A to B and is equal to A and B, where A to B and A and B, then A is a domain of F and B is a codomain of F, and B is the image of under F and the pre-image of B is under. Generally, B may have a more than 1%. Function visualization, domain and codomains. Here is the A, the primig, and the ROM. A and B is you create a circle is a range image f A is equal to B, and domain and the function A is a function, B A is equal to B. Every functions x is every function, even function. If x is equal to fx, all the x is a domain in the even functions has an important property line summarized with the y-axis and the axis. The cross use a polot and the right hand side of the x-axis, then the complete draw the mirror image on the left side of the y-axis. You can see an x is upward is the x-axis and the horizontal way is y-axis. Increasing function. Given function f I have defined as the interval for in a 2 number x and x2 is the interval. Increase function and decrease function is a s1 is a greater than x2 when x1 is less than x2 is decrease. Decrease function is the increasing is the graph rise and it's go from the left to right, and see your graph and the left to right is increase, and the decrease paragraph fall in going to right to left, not right to left, is left to right is goes from the decreasing function. Decreasing function concept can be associated with the slope of the 10 lines sloper, then 10 lines are positive when a function is increasing. 10 line are positive, function increase, and sloper of the 10 line is negative, it's decrease. Function increase in positive line and the negative is decrease in slope lines negative. One-to-one function is a type of function. Is a one-to-one if every element codomain has ununique pre-image. Function from f A to B is called one-to-one function or one-one function. If everyone f A is equal to f B and A is equal to B, not element of B is the image of more than one element A. In the one-to-one functions give any y, there is no one x that can be present with a given y. Function is said to be injecting if it is one-to-one function. Example of one-to-one function, you can one-to-one function is a more than one element in the domain pair with an element in range. You can see A is equal to A and B is equal to B and C is equal to C. Domain range is equal. Note in upper cases number is exactly number lower case partner. Example, you can see one-to-one function and the function that not one-to-one. One-to-one means 1 to A to 1 and 2 to, you can see in graphs also. One function are equal and then other than is another example. You can one-to-one and not one-to-one. Means R is equal to 4 and H is equal to 2 and H is equal to 2 and 0 is equal to 1, not a 2 in other hand side. Example, one-to-one function if x is equal to x cube, The cube function possesses a property that each x value has one unique y value that not used by any other x elements. Characteristics and refer to being one-to-one. Onto function is a function into the if each element is coordinate and the image of the sum pre-image functions f is equal to b and the objective onto if image of equal and range functions if f from a to b called O to if for all b in b where is the a in a such as that a is equal to b, all the element of b is based function is usually called subject to function if it is onto function. Example, you can see an onto function and not onto function. Onto function, not onto function. All the elements b are used and not be used in the not onto function. Elements, for examples of the onto functions, z by z function number of n2. If x is equal to 3x minus 4, so as the programs along the line with possible y value is used. One-to-one and onto function. Functions can both one-to-one and onto. And the function is f is one-to-one and cooperating or objectively or reversing intervention. If it is a both one-to-one and onto. One-to-one and onto is also called Bill-Jigad function. The examples and other examples. Examples of Bill-Jigad functions. F are defined by the fx is equal to 2x minus 3 and x1 is x cube and x power. Example of bijective functions. The functions f is r to r defined by x. The 3 is a objective function. Explanations, we have a more the functions both injective and surjective. If x1 and the f(x2), the 2 multiplied by 1 is equal to minus 3 is equal to 2 by 2 and minus 3 is injective. That 1 is equal to x2, hence in injective, hence 2x is equal minus 3 is equal to y. So x is y plus 5 upon 3 and belong to r and xx fx is equal to y, hence in surjective. Now both sides surjective and injective when key says it is injective. Linear functions a popular economy is interactive based on the simple and easy handling mathematically. It has many important applications. Linear function is those who a graph is a straight line. Linear functions following form y is equal to fx is equal to a plus bx. A linear function is one of the independent variable and the one dependent variable. Dependent variable and independent variables is the y and x. Is the constant term is y-intercept, your value of the, you can see a coefficient instant variable is also called known as enter and a change of independent variable. Following graphs show linear vector. Positive is the y-axis in upward and horizontal is the axis and the origin is the blue line is the positive and the negative is the blue line is the y and the axis and is equal and negative upline blue is called a linear show from graph is negative slope and horizontal you can see like x-axis and y-axis. X-axis is a horizontal, y is upward, so horizontal blue line is horizontal slope. Linear functions and non-linear function. Linear function is green lines can you see in the positive horizontal vertical and here is which means x-axis and y-axis you can see for numerical functions. Property of linear equation graphs intercept y-intercept equation is functions value of y and x is equal to 0, whereas graph increase the y-axis is 0 to. There the x-intercept of the function, that value of the when u y is equal to where your graph cross the x-axis as slope, rise and run. Slope enter from y is equal to mx plus b and horizontal vertical line. Slope intercept from means equal to slope b and equal to y, and the the graphs is a horizontal straight line, that slope is y is equal to 7. If a constant graph vertical straight line, the slope and the understand x is equal to 8. Forms of linear functions equation: slope intercept from y is equal to mx plus b. Point slope y is y1 is equal to m, so x1 is x. Means m equal to slope x1, y1 is the point of the graph. Definition of exponent and functions. The exponent functions is the base b defined as f1 fx power b, or y is equal to b exponent, x is exponent, where b a positive constant in order to then and n a real number, he hence elements of the exponent function. Example: exponents function based two are functions is domain, and the value of x fx is selected value. f3 is equal to 2 square, and here is f3 upon 2, 2x square and 2x and 2 whole vertical and fc. More example: value of fx is 3x when is 2 is f is equal to 3 square is equal to 9. The value of fx is 3x when x is equal to minus 2 is fx minus 2, and 3 square is equal to 1 upon 9. The value of gx is 0.5 when x is equal to 4 and g 4 on the 0.5x. Law of exponent: let n and b positive number and let x and the y and ready number.